My husband said his childhood friend was like a sister. Then I found their secret apartment. The second key I found in my husband's jacket had an address on it, and when I looked up that address, my stomach dropped. It wasn't his office. It was an apartment across town that I had never heard about. When I asked him about it, he immediately said, "It's nothing, don't go there." That answer bothered me more than the key itself. We'd been married for 8 years, and I trusted him completely. The woman who made me suspicious was his childhood friend Megan. He always called her like a sister, but lately, he'd been acting strange. He started leaving the house late at night, turning his phone face down, and refusing to tell me where he'd been. So one afternoon, I followed him. I watched him walk into the apartment building and disappear upstairs. I waited until he left, then went inside. The apartment door was unlocked. I stepped in and froze. There was no furniture except a desk and several filing cabinets, but the walls were covered with photographs. Photographs of me leaving work, my daughter walking into school, my mother entering her house, even pictures of my husband and me standing outside our home. I called my husband immediately. He answered and said, "Get out of there right now." Before I could ask why, I heard someone behind me. It was Megan. She looked terrified. She said, "You weren't supposed to find this yet." I demanded the truth, and what she told me completely changed everything. The apartment wasn't my husband's secret place. Megan had been using it to collect evidence against someone who had been secretly watching my family for months. She had discovered that someone was using our personal information to open accounts and move money. My husband had been helping her investigate because they believed someone inside the police department was leaking information. Then Megan showed me the photograph that scared me the most. It was taken 3 years earlier outside my house. My husband and I were standing in our driveway, and across the street was a man watching us. I recognized him immediately. It was my mother's new boyfriend. We contacted the police, and detectives discovered that he had been using stolen information connected to my family for years. But he wasn't the mastermind. The real person behind everything was my husband's former business partner. He had been using my family's identities to hide millions of dollars through fake accounts. Megan had accidentally discovered the scheme, and my husband had been helping her collect enough evidence to expose him. Suddenly, all those late-night trips made sense. My husband hadn't been meeting another woman. He had been trying to protect us without putting us in more danger. But I still had one question. Why didn't you tell me? He looked at me and said, "Because the moment you knew, you became a target." The police eventually arrested several people connected to the scheme, including my mother's boyfriend and my husband's former business partner. The evidence from that apartment became a major part of the investigation. A month later, Megan moved away. Before she left, she handed me the apartment key. I asked her why she was giving it to me. She smiled sadly and said, "Because someday you might need a reminder that not every secret is a betrayal." I held the key in my hand and thought about how close I had come to accusing my husband of cheating. The truth was much worse than an affair, but somehow it also made me love him more. He hadn't been hiding another woman. He had been hiding a dangerous secret because he was trying to keep his family alive. And the strangest part, the woman I thought my husband might be cheating with was actually the person who had been helping him protect us the entire time.